Hello everybody, thank you for joining my YouTube channel today. If you find this content useful, please like and subscribe. So if you're an old user of SketchUp, like I was, and you still have some old drawings in there that you want to pull out, but you've let your license expire, here's how you can go ahead and use those drawings to make a 3D print. If you're new to 3D CAD drawing, I highly recommend going and finding you a copy of the SketchUp software trial version, download it, and play around with it. It's a good learning tool, good beginner tool for someone that wants to get into CAD design or 3D printing. So anyways, we've opened up our file here and saved it. Now we need to go to dorchester3d.com to be able to use that file. That file was saved as a SKP or .skp format. So we're going to go in here and find the SKP converter and get that opened. Now we'll scroll down and find the file that we had just created or saved. Simply find that file in the location where you saved it. You can also change your format here if you want another format besides STL, and click on convert. Once that file is converted, then you can download it. Pay attention to where you save it to. It's going to save this as a zip file, so we will need to go back and extract that file. So I'm able to go directly to the folder from my downloads to save me some steps. And then I'm going to right click on that file and unzip it using WinRAR. Another program I highly recommend, WinRAR instead of WinZip. I really just have to right click on the file and press the letter E to extract it. So it created a folder with the same name as that zip file. So let's open that folder and double click on the file that we just downloaded. My default 3D print program is Creality, so it's going to open it up in there, but you'll notice that it's very, very small. That would not be usable to us, especially if you have something that needs printed to exact specifications. So we're going to go ahead and hit the resize tool there. I guess it's now called the scale tool. And then we need to go back to our SketchUp program and find that file. Now you'll see that you have a red line for the X dimension and a green line for the Y, and you have a blue line for the Z, which I'm not seeing on this particular drawing, but that's okay. We only need one, so we're going to go to the X dimensions and get that dimension out of SketchUp. SketchUp, you have a little measuring tool here. So we're going to go ahead and measure that X dimension. And let's go ahead and get the Y dimension here while we're at it. If I can just get clicked on the right thing, there we go. So there are our dimensions. So now we can go back to Creality or whatever 3D print program. And let's plug our dimension in here. And as you can see, it set all the dimensions for each of the three coordinates. Now if we look at the three dimensions up there that are in there numerically, we can still go back to SketchUp and double check that and see if that last Z dimension is correct. So back in SketchUp, we're going to go over here and grab our dimension tool again, and then go ahead and measure our dimension on the y-axis. Looks like we have a 120 in there. So knowing that, we can go back and double check it in Creality. Looks like everything's good to go there. So now we can go ahead and close the dimension tool and send this to the slicer. The slicer basically gets it ready to print on your 3D printer. It is building a thing called a G code, which tells the 3D printer where to move to and where to extrude at. You'll notice this drawing has some parts that are hanging up in the air, or there's no support under them, so we have to go to supports and put some kind of support under those. Although this printer does very well on a lot of things without adding supports. So now you can see that we've added the supports in, and we're ready to simply hit print and upload it to the printer, and it will print that to exact specifications.